Bubba, it was Friday. We were all headed out into the weekend, and I was the last one out. I was headed to catch a jet plane. So I noticed that Adler had his door shut in his little studio. He has, if those of you that don't watch on YouTube, you may not know, he has a studio. He's kind of locked away from the rest of us. His microphone, everything's in there.
An isolation.
So all I was doing the, hey, man, see you later. Well, I'll go, and I thought, well, I don't want to interrupt him, so I just knock on the window just to wave by.
Right. Yeah.
And so when I did, this man looked so like he was under duress that I needed to catch the plane. I got in my truck, and it bothered me so much the way his face looked. I called back, and it went to the voicemail, and I said, hey, man, are you okay? I said, you looked upset. You looked like you were in duress. I know you couldn't talk to me, but if you need me, man, I'm about to get down here and get settled at the terminal, waiting to get on the plane. Call me. Call me back.
Call me.
And so, Adler, what was going on?
All right. I used to think I was a smart person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
You did?
I used to think I was intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think I could be a spy or a secret agent of some kind.
This is good.
I used to think I had a good head on my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Street smart.
Street smart, yeah. All
Savvy.
that.
Now, is this when you used to pretend you were an animal, or after that?
All throughout that.
Okay.
All throughout that time.
He could have used that skill.
I am gonna feel so stupid this entire
You're gonna
story.
help others.
This entire story.
We've all done things out in the show that everybody found out about, and we're like, well, maybe it helps somebody else. I did something stupid.
I almost got scammed so hard on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stress to you guys how badly I got almost scammed. I was in a bad place. I was in a weird spot. I had actually paid a ticket last week, so I was already in this mode of like having to go to a clerk's office and pay money to make a problem go away, and then being surprised by more problems.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of thing. I was in this mode, and so on Friday. At like 9:30, I get a voicemail on my phone. It says, it's a very serious sounding person. Hey, Mr. Adler, this is a officer with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, my goodness.
And we need you to call us.
Wow.
So I call them, and they don't pick up. And now the show's over. I'm so relieved. I've got so many things I have to do. I have to pick up my kids later. I have to go to the barn and help my parents set up for a wedding at the barn at Shady Lane.
Yep.
We got 250 seats we got to put out.
You know, everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
The barn at Shady Lane.
So I'm sitting there, and they call me back. After I called them back, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to figure this out. They called me back. I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I'm like trying to edit the podcast. By the way, if you were wondering why the podcast was late on Friday, it's because I was in the process of being scammed.
Okay.
Oh.
Got it.
How is this going on?
Duly noted.
Gosh.
Duly noted.
And so on this phone, a person who called themselves Lieutenant Anderson Smith.
Okay.
It's a two-namer.
I'm a Jefferson County sheriff. He sounded real good. Great Southern accent and serious, even tone, not like pushy, really just like these are the facts. He tells me that I signed a summons months ago, and he's given me dates, specific dates. I'm like, whoa, what? Also, while trying to edit the show, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And he said, you didn't appear for jury duty last month.
This is good.
So it's the jury duty scam, everybody. If you're listening, it's a jury duty scam.
Pay attention, people. We're trying to help at someone else's issue.
And what didn't help is that years ago, I got summons for jury duty years ago. And on the letter, it says you can have a warrant. If you don't show up for this, it actually says you can have a warrant on the letter. I took care of that by calling them and saying, hey, I'm an essential worker. You remember when the lockdowns happened? I have paperwork that says I didn't get locked down. I'm also an essential worker. I cannot come to jury duty because of my job. Mm-hmm. And so I got out of it years ago. And also, I get like 10 packages a day at my house. Right. I mean, I'm signing for things maybe, I don't know, once every 3-4 months. Right. You know, occasionally you got to sign for stuff. And I usually have a kid on my hip, and It's just life's crazy.
So all
You
this
guys
is going
know
through your
this.
mind.
All that's going
Yeah.
through my mind, and so I was just in a very. They got me good. It was just like all these things come together in my mind. Like, oh, I missed my jury duty. I thought I took care of it. Did I sign it? I don't even know. I guess I have to take care of this with some money, just like that ticket that I took care of on Tuesday of last week. Mm-hmm. Again, it's a jury duty scam, everybody. If you're listening to this program, there's a jury duty scam going on. And this is actually, I did a bunch of research this weekend. It's happening across the country.
Okay.
So it's not just a Jefferson County thing. I don't know if this is a local operation who spoke to me, but there are instances of it happening everywhere. WSFA did a story on another local woman that it happened to 2 months ago.
Okay.
But Utah, California, it's happening all over the country.
But this guy sounds real professional.
Oh my goodness, he sounds so good. He sounded so good. He's like, I need you to write this down. MCOO-54. All right, now read that back to me. I'm like trying to edit. I'm like, okay, let me. All right, I'll read it back to you, man. What is this all about? So I have 2 outstanding warrants, is what the guy on the phone tells me.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
For a failure to appear for the jury duty, and because I signed that official summons, I'm more liable or something.
Yeah,
You know, they're throwing all this stuff at me.
So what did they want?
I can be. They're telling me I can be pursued civilly or criminally, and what direction you want to take this depends on how I proceed now. Lieutenant Anderson Smith tells me he is my CCO. That's my constant contact officer. Meaning,
details.
I can't hold, mute, or end this call because that will enact the criminal proceedings, and I will be held in jail for 30 days until my court date.
I bet you stopped editing then.
Wow.
This is, and I believe this. Y'all,
So at this point, you're still believing.
Guys, I
He's
thought
got
I was
you?
going to jail for an hour on Friday. I thought I was going to jail for an hour on Friday because I'm so stupid.
Why didn't you ask one of us?
You were gone.
Everybody was gone,
Yeah.
Bubba. Rick,
I would have called somebody.
if I end
He couldn't end the call.
I have a CCO. He's my constant contact officer.
Yeah.
I like how you called it CCO.
You know, they have initials for everything they're throwing at you.
So he's scaring you now with all these things. If you don't do this, blah, blah,
yes.
blah, blah,
So
blah.
what do they
Yes.
want you to do? Send them money? Bottom line, give them a credit card?
Yes, Bubba. But I'm
That
it's
should be-
but it's not a lot of time to fill on the air, so I'm just. I thought I was going to jail for an hour, so I thought I could tell the story in pieces.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, y'all, I'm freaking out. I have now I put him in my AirPod, and he's like, the guy on the phone is like, because of this situation, you have to tell me when you are en route. You have to be en route right now, otherwise we'll go criminal with this. The civil
Good
proceedings,
night.
the civil proceedings have to be followed to a T. Otherwise, the criminal proceedings appear. I said, well, let me speak to a police officer in person. Like, what? This is crazy. And he says, no, because of your 2 outstanding warrants, they have to arrest you on the spot. And I don't know how things work. I'm used to being pushed around by the law, though, and I'm used to judges telling me, no, this is wrong, you're wrong, give us money, or you'll go to jail. That's not the first time I've heard that in my life.
You were trained.
I've had to give money to certain people in order to avoid jail time in my life in the past, so this isn't really out of the question.
There you go. Yeah, I got it. I got it.
So, also, because this, quote, trial that I was supposed to serve on jury duty is a murder trial, and the trial is still going on, there's a gag order going on, so I'm not allowed to talk to anybody, is what they're telling me.
Oh, my gracious.
In this jury duty scam. Again, if you're listening, there's a jury duty scam going around.
Watch
if anybody
out.
wants
And
to
they
know.
they knew everything about you, correct?
They knew my name. They knew my address. They knew my middle name. They knew my full name. They knew that. They knew a lot about me.
Everything.
Yes,
Can
they
I-
knew my address.
Can I read the text you sent to me when you did start engaging me on it, and then we'll come back. Rick, don't tell anyone I'm under a gag order. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to tell you that what was going on. It's insane. I'm having to go up there now, or they're going to arrest me.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yes, guys, I thought I was
So
going
he
to
thought
be
it-
arrested
Oh, my
for
gosh.
such a long time.
So look, I'm sitting at the Birmingham airport going, man, what's going on? All right, we'll come back.
And I mean, the gag order, I'm not allowed to talk to anybody.
Rick, I'm having a gag order. I shouldn't
like-
have told you what was going on.
First
Don't
they-
tell anybody.
First they get Trump, now me? What's going on? I thought this was America.
We'll come back. We have actual recordings of the call. We'll be right back.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Where Adler gets scammed, the jury duty scam is out there. Beware. And so at this point, Adler thinks he's under a gag order. He thinks he's going to be arrested. He's basically having to decide whether he will be civilly charged or criminally charged with not showing up for jury duty. And then what happens next, Adler?
All right, so they text me my warrants. And they're like, "Do you see that? It's a did not appear a warrant. Failure to appear. You got a FTA -9er49er59."
Do you have it? Can you show it to us?
I can't show it. It has my full name on there and my address.
Well, everybody else has already got it.
Right, scammers already got it, so I might as well
It's
show
on the
it.
dark web.
It is embarrassingly bad. But they texted it to me, and I'm in a panic, and I looked at it real small and real quick, and they're also saying like, repeat those numbers back to me and all this stuff.
Well, that's all part of it. They're trying to get you, and get you in a place where you're so frantic you're not even really paying attention.
Exactly, and I feel so stupid. I felt so stupid all weekend, and I still feel stupid.
No, don't feel. You're helping others,
and I'm trying to help others. But I also felt like I had been kidnapped for an hour because I kind of did.
I do think, by the way, I think you can feel stupid and help others.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I certainly do it all the
They
time.
both can exist.
Yeah.
2 birds, 1 stone.
That's right.
I've done it for 30 years.
2 lines, no waiting.
Right. So, and again, because the quote unquote jury duty case is still going on, I can't talk to anyone. I cannot speak to anybody about
Gag
this
order.
because there's a gag order.
Let's be honest. You had violated the gag order with me.
I accidentally violated the gag order, and then I texted you, "Hey, there's a gag order. Don't tell anybody this is going on."
Now, here's what your love Wingo says. Everything all right? I said, I can't tell you about it.
That is hilarious. So
we prayed for you, though.
we thank you so much for praying for me because at that point I thought I was going to go to jail, not see my kids for 30 days.
For the gag order, though, I had to tell Wingo this one's unspoken.
Yeah.
That is
Adler,
hilarious.
did you think about getting representation to help you with this?
Well, you couldn't.
If I do that, that would take it to the criminal.
No, I think the Constitution allows you to have legal counsel.
Sure.
Yeah, you're
Frantic.
right.
You're so frantic.
I'm just so frantic and stupid. I forgot that this was America. I forgot. Y'all, I've watched so many hours of like cop watch videos and I've watched Cops, the show Cops, a million times, and you see when people like fight a police officer or they just make the situation so much worse. So I think the combination of those things, and like I said, I was in a bad place mentally with stress and everything after the show, just like trying to take care of this so that I could move on with my life.
Oh, your face when I saw you, like I say, you looked rough.
I 100% thought I was going to go to jail if I didn't do everything what this guy said on the line.
You wanted it resolved.
Exactly. So while staying on the phone, I go to the bank because they say that I have to effectuate my bond. I have to pay a bond.
Oh boy,
that's the scam. That's the money scam.
I have to there it is.
I have to pay a bond. I will be reimbursed, but I have to pay the bond. Of
course you will.
I haven't had to go through the bonding process enough times in my life to know truly how it works. I've only been through it a couple times.
Right.
So like,
been a while.
Bondsmen do bond.
it's been
not
a while.
banks.
I will be seated and silent.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to give so many pointers right here, but I wish I'm not going to.
I'm now headed to the bank with
wait.
this fake Officer Smith on my phone call.
You left here?
Yes.
Good night.
Greg, yes. I cannot tell you how badly
You just
I
want to
got
go to jail, Greg?
scammed.
I didn't know it got to
You
the point
wanted
he
to
was
go to
actually
jail?
driving.
I drive to the
But he's
bank.
got a gag order.
I'm on the phone with the guy in my ear when I go to the bank. The guy is reminding me, hey, there's a gag order. You can't talk to anybody about this. So you need to say that you're getting this money out just for personal reasons. I go into the bank and say, let me get some money out. And I say, it's for personal reasons.
You didn't go in.
You went in the bank?
I went into the bank. Yes.
With
I'm
an AirPod in?
because I'm stupid and I'm being held captive by jury duty scammers. And they emotionally
know you'd laugh.
have locked me in, and I feel so stupid, and I feel so dumb.
Yeah, we got that point.
Okay.
So
How much did you get out?
So this entire time, they're telling me that I need to go to the courthouse. At this
Get
point,
the money, go to the courthouse.
get the money, go to the courthouse. At this point, no. Okay, what it was there? I'll have to go to my bond kiosk or something. They're using very vague terms. I'll have to go to the bond kiosk to pay it, and then once I pay it, then I can show up at the courthouse because the bond has been paid, so the warrants will be pending instead of active. And then you can
tell your CCO.
And then I can tell my CCO
and lift the gag order.
Yeah, to lift the gag order. Y'all, it's so elaborate.
Picture him in that bank asking for the money out.
I have no problem with
I didn't have
it.
any idea he left here and went and got money.
I've pictured it in 4D.
I wish I didn't know.
And I feel so stupid. I feel like such an idiot. Y'all can forever say for the rest of the show.
No, we're not.
I don't know if Adler's right about this, whatever we're talking about. He did fall for the jury duty scam.
Okay, right.
And I'll say that's a great point. Forget what I'm saying right now. Like, I will hold this
It's not
over
going to
my
be your scarlet letter.
own head for the rest of my
Not
life.
going to be your scarlet letter.
So
Somebody get me a red J.
they on the phone. I've cash now. I have a ton of cash.
You
in
have
my
the
pocket,
cash?
in my pocket.
Are you
and
giving
I'm-
this man or
and-
this sheriff's deputy play-by-play that I've got the money?
The
I'm coming?
CCO, are you being in touch with
Yes,
him?
I'm in.
Well, you
being in
can't
touch
leave
with
him, Bubba. If you put him on mute or put him on hold,
They
I'll
think,
be
they
arrested.
think they got you.
He'll be
So
arrested.
you've had him on the phone for how long?
I've been on the phone for 30 minutes at this point.
Are
So
your
this is
everyday
like the-
earbuds hot?
This is like the movie Speed, right?
It's like
you can't take your foot off the gas or the bus blows.
yes, exactly.
Correct.
And, something about him in that giant van going to get money. I know. I don't know what it is, why it makes it better.
So
Adler, how much did you get out?
I got a lot of money. Let me tell you this.
How much?
Let me tell you something.
How much?
I kind of don't want to say because that will tell you how much money I have in my bank account total, Bubba. Like it's
Well,
an
you didn't. Nobody
embarrassing,
knew
have to
that.
say
Nobody.
that.
it's an embarrassingly large amount of
You
money.
had to empty it?
It's an embarrassingly large amount of money.
Well, yeah, if I'm going to scam you, I'm going for the
Will you
big
just
one.
Right.
just flash us and let us know how much it is?
I don't want to tell you that information either because it's an embarrassingly large. It's so embarrassing. There's one thing that I have to keep to myself, and I'm going to keep that
And
to
it's
myself.
so
So
large.
that's that little
got you.
smidgen of dignity that's still
Yes.
in
Well, I got to
Yes.
tell you this, Adler. If it was that amount of money and it happened to me, I just have to say you just gonna have to come get me.
Yeah. Let me see
Because I
what
don't
day of the
have it.
month it is.
Hey, CCO, let me tell you where I'm at.
Here's how they
You
get
should
you on
arrest
that.
me the
Is
first
it,
week
is
of
it
the
so
month.
large that the bank officials are looking at you weird? Like, what do you need with this
Yeah,
money?
no, let's answer that. I
you
mean,
okay?
I know we're
Yes.
joking around.
Yes.
How do they not over ask? How do they not make the mistake of over asking?
Frankly, it was very easy for me to say I need that cash. It's for personal reasons.
No, I'm
you
talking
don't
about
have to
how
tell
does the
them why you need the
scammer know
cash.
not to exceed what you have?
So what they do is they throw a huge number at you. And then they
okay.
say, if you can't do that, we can file a hardship for you. And so the gigantic number, they actually cut in half, which was still a gigantic
But
number.
then you go, oh, okay, good.
So they're
if you
just
say-
fishing. They're
Yeah.
fishing
If
for
they,
it.
if you say all I have is $50, they'll say, well, we'll see if that hardship can be approved. Oh, your hardship has been approved. That's what they did on the line.
When
with
we
me.
come back, we
Okay.
got to know how this finally. How did you finally have the wake up that you're like, hey, this is a scam? We'll do it next.
Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Adler's telling us a story. It's called the jury duty scam. He has been scammed by someone claiming to be an arresting officer because he did not come in for a summons for jury duty. He's gone to his bank to get money, and then we're looking for these scams. If you'll pay attention, they hope that you'll be so confused and frantic and stressed that you kind of stop paying attention. That's worked so far, but Adler will tell us what happens next.
All right, so yeah, the old bait and switch. At this point, I have, in order to not pursue this case criminally, I'm trying to pursue it civilly. I have to pay my bond, and I will be.
Of course, you're going to get that back.
I'll be reimbursed.
course.
With that for
man, as long
that
as you don't skip
bond. So. They've been telling me the courthouse this entire time, and then on the phone, as he goes, all right, now tell me when you're back in your car at the bank, y'all. It was like a hostage
goodness.
situation. It was like a hostage situation.
sounds like it.
I feel so violated, and I feel so stupid.
And at never point did you fall in love with your captor?
Almost.
Okay, go ahead.
I made it. I go, dude. I made fun of Mountain Brook Police today on the air. Come on, man. Not Jefferson County Police. I said that to him,
You tried to see if you could lighten it up?
and he gave like a half chuckle, which made me think he knew even what the show was. So that was another thing too. Like I totally dropped my guard with this guy who I thought was a Jefferson County police officer. Again,
CCOC.
yes. Again, this is a national scam, so the guy might not have even been local, but his southern accent sounded great. He could have been out of Atlanta. You never know. Anyways, so now they give me he goes, all right, and this is where you have to pay the bond. And he gives me an address, and it's Winn-Dixie.
Winn-Dixie.
Yeah, that's what I.
bonds get
That's
paid
what
at
I
Winn-Dixie.
said.
Right.
That's what I said. I go Winn-Dixie, and he goes, "Yeah, sir, yes. We have a bond kiosk there where through this bond key." I'm like, "What are you
called
talking
Western
about?"
Union.
Winn-Dixie.
Exactly. It's a Coinstar. They want you to go to the Coinstar kiosk, and that's how they scam you. I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Since the COVID pandemic, the government partnership with Coinstar. They have a partnership with Coinstar because of the COVID lockdowns to avoid exposure. People can now pay their bonds through Coinstar." I'm like, now I know it's a scam. I have my gun. I go to Winn-Dixie.
Did you walk in Winn-Dixie with your gun out?
I'm expecting to be robbed, but
Now
also
you really will get arrested.
But I also think I might be arrested. I'm still in this. I'm still
You
in
weren't
this
going to
zone.
Winn-Dixie just to go, okay, I'm going to get to the bottom
No,
of this for scammers everywhere.
I'm like, I'm either being scammed or I'm going to be robbed right now. But I truthfully, or I'm going to be arrested for not showing up for jury duty.
And
Like,
not good to be holding a gun when
I'm
the police
still
come.
not 100%.
Right.
But it is good to be holding a gun when you're being robbed.
Yes,
So,
yes. As long as the police are not showing up.
You'll
Good.
never take me to Gold Star alive.
So I go, and he goes, "All right, now as you get to the kiosk," and I'm like looking around,
So you're in
watching
the
my
store.
back. I go
You're
all
in
the
the
way.
store?
I wanted to find out what
You're
what,
in Winn-Dixie?
I go to the Winn-Dixie.
The beef people?
I go. Still on the AirPods, and they're still holding me ransom.
And you're concealed carrying.
And I'm concealed carrying.
I cannot
Yes,
believe that.
and I'm concealed carrying right now. And he goes,
this
"All
is
right,
your constant contact
This is your
officer."
constant officer, Lieutenant Anderson Smith. I will walk you through
You're
this
talking about the
process.
CCO, Bubba.
I'll walk you through this process." He goes, "Click deposits, click Bitcoin." And I go, "Bitcoin?" And that's the scam. I figured it out. I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." And so now I keep them on the phone. I know it's a scam. I keep them on the phone, and I rush back here to get them recorded.
Okay.
I want to record as much of them as I can.
Even though
And
you
so-
feel like an idiot, are you somewhat relieved?
Yes.
Okay.
I still feel so stupid,
You
though.
think I got to get back to the bank and put that money back
Yeah.
in?
And so here's the audio if you guys want it.
Of getting back to the studio.
I got back to the studio.
How did you keep them going?
I
on
was
the
just
ride
asking
back?
questions.
Okay.
By the way, at one point when I was almost not following through and I almost didn't go to Winn-Dixie, by the way, they called me from the Sheriff's County number. I know they really didn't call me from the Jefferson County Sheriff's number, but what it looked like on my phone. So they go, "All right, we're going to call you right now. You just need to immediately transfer over." And so the number that showed up is the Jefferson County number.
Wow.
That showed up on my
Wow.
phone. So these guys have a pretty good technical ability in their hacking network. Wherever they are, wherever they're doing it from, they're pretty good. Because the number that showed up on my phone, I Googled, and it was the Jefferson County number. So, anyways, that's how good these guys are. And I feel so stupid falling for this jury duty scam. But now I know it's a scam, and I run here to the studio, back to the studio to record as much of the conversation as possible. And here it is if you guys want it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is this
What's going on, Mr. Adler?
Is this Lieutenant Smith?
Yes, sir. This is Lieutenant Anderson Smith.
Okay, and you, I'm just trying to go through what I'm supposed to do here, and just to make sure that I'm legally doing the right thing.
Yes, sir. And I've gone through everything step-by-step instruction due to the federal guidelines and procedures of civil processing. However, you have had a problem with that time and time again throughout the procedure, sir. I'm trying to help you alleviate your warrants, get the order rectified so you can get your name cleared and receive your reimbursement of your fine amount. I'm not sure exactly what the next problem is, sir, but I have verified with you that you are, in fact, in contact with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
I'm following through. I'm doing what you guys want me to do. I'm not trying to pursue this. I'm not trying to pursue this criminally. I'm trying to pursue this civilly. So I'm going to do what you tell me to do, but I just want to make sure and clarify.
Yes, sir. You're in good hands, Mr. Adler. Okay, you can go ahead and report in front of that bonding kiosk, sir. I will give you a step-by-step instruction on how to navigate through it so that we can get your warrant dismissal receipt.
Okay. Before I walk in, am I going to be feeding cash into this machine?
Yes, sir. You're going to be affecting your fine amount in cash. It does not accept credit, debit, or any cashier's check.
Okay. And you have also said that you cannot email me. You cannot email me a email of the warrants. They texted me the warrant.
Yes, sir. I don't have that on my file, sir, so you're going to have to get that from the clerk of court. So once you've undergone the handwritten analysis test and arrived here safely, sir, we can't have that generated to you through email.
Okay, and because this murder case is still going on, I'm not allowed to talk to this to anybody, and I'm not even allowed to call a lawyer right now. Is that correct?
I cannot deny you legal representation, sir. However, you are under a federal gag suppression order that you've made the courts aware that you understand.
That's a really good answer.
Once the order is rectified, the 2 warrants are alleviated, you will no longer be under that federal gag suppression order. Okay? Now, Mr. Adler, I'm not going to answer any more questions until you are undergoing civil processing. Okay? We need to get you inside. You do have $1,000 cash on you, sir. You are sitting in the parking lot with 2 active warrants. So if you want to alleviate the warrants civilly, go ahead and make your way inside of that location. Make me aware whenever you arrive in front of the kiosk.
I'm a little bit confused as to why the warrant,
Yes,
the warrant that you texted me, the warrant came from a 407 area code number. Can you tell me why that is?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those are generated from a federal back office number with the clerk of courts. So they're not going to provide you with their personal mobile number. Those are generated from a federal back office for your security and your safety, as well as the departments. All right.
Dirty scam. Because this case is still going on, I'm not allowed to get legal counsel.
I've already notified you of what's going on with the federal gag suppression order, Mr. Adler.
Mr. Adler.
I'm asking for clarification, Mr. Anderson.
You are under a federal gag suppression order because that case is still going on, and you still have 2 active warrants. Okay. Once you have that order rectified, they will be alleviated. You will no longer be up under that federal gag suppression order.
Okay, and so I spoke to your captain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Adler. Mr. Adler, I'm going to go ahead and transfer this back to my captain, sir, okay? Because you asked for me to get back on the line, and we're still not moving any further with civil processing.
Well,
So I'm going to go ahead and transfer you back to my captain.
Okay, Mr. Adler, this is Captain Walker back with you.
He just handed him the phone.
Obviously, it seems like we're still having a problem here.
And what's your first name again?
Sir, I'm not stating anything else. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and dispatch officers to your last known location.
All right, so I'm just still really confused.
I can't explain it any more clear. So what I'm going to do, sir, I'm going to simply just take the process criminally.
So I'm going to take the process criminally.
I'd have said bring it on.
And so if you guys want it, there's 3 more minutes on this call.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah. So do you ever let them know in this call, hey, I know what y'all are doing?
I do.
Okay, good. I got to hear that.
Okay, yeah.
I got to hear that.
If anybody's wondering, there's a jury duty scam going on, and and many stupid people are falling prey to it all across the country.
The second guy.
The second guy was not as good of an actor.
He was not as good.
And they got to fix that Winn-Dixie thing.
Rick and Bubba.
Rick and Bubba's show. Adler is taking us through the jury duty scam, which is a national scam that's going on, hopefully helping some of you out there. He realizes he's being scammed now, and he's begun to record the nasty scammers, these people we all, would just love to get our hands on, and some of the horrible things they do to people. And Adler realizes this now. He's recording the conversation, and it's starting to fall apart. So tell us where we go next, Adler.
And so now I get back to the studio after being almost scammed. I was so close to sending these people a lot of money and never seeing it ever again. They were hang up as soon as they get the money. It's via Bitcoin is how they're going to do it, and you can transfer money from Bitcoin wallet to Bitcoin wallet, and it's untraceable.
Let me ask you this: if he doesn't say Bitcoins, are you still in on this?
I could have been, possibly. If they had a better looking Dropbox or something like that, it would have been crazy. I'm going to go. So now I run back to the studio, and I'm basically just trying to get them to talk as much as I possibly can, trying to get them to recap their scam. And here's the end of the call.
Sir, what I'm going to do now is dispatch out officers to your last known location. Now, once they get to you, sir, I need you to make sure you don't have any weapons, any metal, or anything, and when they get in front of you, sir, simply just place your hands behind your head, and you will go through the process of being arrested. And we do have one non-compliant going through the civil processing. This is Captain Walker. I'm trying to get him to alleviate his warrants, but simply he keeps asking questions. So we need 2 officers dispatched to a Winn-Dixie, Jefferson County, Alabama. Mr. Adler.
Yes.
Okay. What I just did there, sir, I dispatched 2 officers. You did stay for the court monitor line. Why can't we just send an officer to you? Simply, sir, because you do have active warrants. Now, you stated that you did want one, so I sent them. And now, sir, you're going to see why officers cannot be dispatched to a person with active warrants. Okay? Because simply they have a duty to do. Once they see you, sir, run your name, run your social or things of that nature, sir, they will see that you have active warrants, and they have a duty to do here.
So
you can explain anything you want. Explain to them that you did not sign the summons. Of course, you might not have, sir. But we don't know that, sir. Simply, we have a job to do. With receiving that signed summons, sir, if they are under the impression that you did receive it. So simply, we're just trying to get you to undergo your civil processing so you can inform them that you did not receive the form. We can put in a forgery claim on your behalf. Once we put that forgery claim in, sir, we'll notify the judge.
I literally,
Judge
I
will give
don't,
you another court date.
I don't know if I signed it.
And you will be on your way back home.
I don't know if I signed it or not. I truthfully do not know.
Okay, sir. So if you don't know that you signed it or not, sir, simply you just undergo your signature analysis test. If you alleviate your warrants, you will not be arrested. If you did sign it, simply that $5,000 will turn into your bond amount. You will be fingerprinted, but you won't be
Forgot
booked
about that
for
one.
hours. You will simply go back to the front, and we will give you another court date to tell the judge why you did not appear at court.
Pay us, and you won't go to jail. Is the whole scam?
Here comes
Pay
the
us.
judge.
Of the civil process.
I do, and just was one last,
Okay, sir. So
as
there
one
should
last
not be-
question.
so there shouldn't be any more questions, sir, because you continue to state for the recorded monitor line.
That's big. A recorded monitor line. That's very big. They think that gives them some cred here.
But the process and actions that you're showing, sir, are different.
No, I'm just.
Now, before the officers get there, I do have a chance to call them off.
Oh, we can call
Now,
them off.
I'm not going to call them off if you keep questioning me. If you're not going through the civil process, sir, I'm simply just going to let them show up, run your name, and simply, sir, you will be arrested due to the active citations on your file.
Okay. And so there's no other way for me to be able to verify. Like, I can't call the Jefferson County. I can't call the Jefferson County phone number myself. You're telling me that I can't do that.
And sir, and I already stated for recorded monitor line, the reason being, due to the fact that you are on a constant line of communication, sir.
That's a
There
big
should
part
be
of
no
it.
mute,
So
hold, or
big.
disconnection.
I'm gonna try to
Now,
scoot
if
forward
you
here
were to
without
ever
missing
mute it,
anything.
sir, I can't state
They have a.
what happened
You're gonna hear like fake police chatter on a radio. They have a police chatter like sound effect that they play
scanner.
too. Yeah.
officers to your last known location, sir. That is why we simply tell you, once we do get in contact, sir.
I'm gonna scoot forward here. Phone, and we'll keep this line going.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Simply, we're just going to go through criminally because you're
brother.
stating that you want to go through criminally, sir.
No. We're gonna keep this line of communication open.
We do have 10-4.
That's fine.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Adler.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do now, sir, I'm just going to end the call. Stay for the court monitor line, your first name, last name, today's date, and just stay in place, sir. If you choose to move around, sir, we already have your location pinned. So we'll simply just hit you with fleeing and eluding. Now, I've terminated civil process on due to the questioning. So I need you to state your first and last name and today's date and time.
So I can't call you on another phone. We can keep this line of communication open. Just let me call you on another phone.
Sir.
I'm just trying to get him to talk.
Sir, I told you were under a suppression gag. First of all, and we're calling you from Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, sir.
Which they were.
Confirmed for the recorded monitor line that you were talking to Jefferson County Sheriff, correct?
No, I have not confirmed that.
So,
The number looked good though.
so you didn't go through the
The number
process
was
of looking
good.
up the number, looking up the sheriff's office address, and staying for the recorded monitor line that you do see that this is Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
No, I don't. I have not confirmed that yet. I have not confirmed that yet.
To the fact that I was already coming to the line, sir.
Okay.
Now we do have to respect, the public and acts, sir. simply due to the fact that some people feel more comfortable talking to another person.
This is when it all comes apart. So this is not a scam, is what you're saying?
Now, sir, state for the recorded line your first and last name, today's date. If you feel like it's a scam, sir, I already told you, sir, we're just going to go through criminal.
I do feel like this is a scam. I do feel like it's a scam, so that's why I'm.
It's a scam, sir.
Yeah.
State your first and last name, today's date, and time, sir. That's all you have to do today, sir, if you feel like it's a scam. Simple.
Okay, I feel like it's a scam, yeah.
Okay, state your first, last name, and today's date, sir.
My first name is Go. So there's the end of the call there. So they hung up after that. After I told them my first and last name.
Yes, I love it.
So
You know what? A lot of the
your middle
listeners,
name in there too. I
a
think.
lot of the listeners are saying they didn't know that you also were a martial arts artist. They didn't know what they were getting into.
no, they didn't.
No, they're
There's a
lucky,
jury
Rick.
duty scam going around,
They're
people.
lucky.
First Trump, now me. You know, you never know when the
they
law is
got
going to come
you.
after you.
That's right. That's right. Top of the hour.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba. Rick and Bubba.